So many salespeople are transactional. A lot of times they call it commission breath. You know, when a salesperson's talking to you, they're so interested to drive to a deal. They're not interested in the person. My name is Frank Bastone, and I have been a fractional CRO for companies for the better part of 20 years now. And I work with companies that get early stage funding, raise seed money, Series A, Series B, and my clients are the companies directly. And also I work with some private equity groups that when they fund a company, I come in as the fractional sales leader. Besides that, I've been in AI for the last 3 years and founded an AI company to complement and work alongside my clients. And I was always given an amazing gift to be interested in people. So when people came into Equinox, I learned about their families. I took note of their spouse's name, their dog's name, their situation, because I really liked them. And then they became friends, and my network became really the catalyst to everything that I did. So I would say for salespeople to really be interested in the person and not be transactional and try to add value first. And so many salespeople do not add value first. They get right into closing. They sort of breeze over the small things because people are passionate about their families, their hobbies. They're passionate about everything else but the stupid product you sell. So if you can connect with them on a human level, most products at the end of the day are really commodities. So the idea being, I get so deep with people, I understand if they, and I get a little deeper than some people get, but I understand if you're a religious person or an atheist, if you're from the South or from the North, if you're a Democrat or Republican, if your wife is the same, what tax bracket you're in, do you have kids? How old are the kids? Are you involved in sports with the kids? I know all this before we talk. When we set up workflows at AgentBrain, we have a few different agentic workflows. One that does pre-call research, pulls your LinkedIn, reads your last 6 months of comments, talks about the values that you talk about on LinkedIn and share, the people you connect with, the events you've been to, and how to approach you, and then takes it all and puts it into a CRM. So that's a shortcut. Now the salesperson just to open up their CRM and see research that would take them 25 minutes, maybe even, longer, depending on how much they read, especially 6 months, it would take you a couple of days. And it sort of brings you up to speed on how to connect with that person, especially a junior salesperson. What I ask them is, how has working with me impacted you? Tell me about that. How's it going, dude? Oh my God, sales are through the roof. It's incredible. And I just got this comment and it was so flattering. Our sales team produced 44% more sales after our 5th training session over a month, just based on process. And because we have AI and because AI is listening, we've highlighted the changes in terminology they've used and the approaches they've used to control the conversation in the beginning, to add value. And we've highlighted the closed sales. So we've been able to look at the sales that got closed and then go back to those closed sales and find the things that we spoke about in the trainings. When you give a gift, you have impressions. So Shane, if you're a beer drinker and that's your thing, and I buy you a beer club for a year, and every month you get a 6-pack from around the world, every single month when you get that gift from me, you're thinking of me every single month. How incredible is that? I've done this so many times with cigars, with whiskey, with different products that are, that really lean towards that model. And 6 months from now, I get a text, Frank, I love this particular beer. I got whatever. And I forgot it even happened. And it's impressions per gift.
It's not about giving gifts. It's about receiving gifts. And every single person on the planet loves to receive something, especially that it's unknown. And if it's even more impact and meaningful, it's going to have them strike into your corner. It's almost like they now owe you. And what that is they owe you an email. They owe you a text. They owe you a convo. They owe you a response. And now you have your foot in the door from somebody that you may not have had. I think that's brilliant.
Always assume good intentions. Whenever I deal with anybody in the world, you deal with a lot of different people. And you deal with people that have a lot of stressful relationships, and people project things onto people. So if someone doesn't get back to you, if someone, kind of gives you the cold shoulder, if you're reaching out to a client, it's not the right time. I used to, when I was younger, project, why don't they want it? What's going on? Maybe they... And as I've gotten a little bit older, I always assume good intentions.
I love it, man. And I'm always so interested. And I know that if if you had to learn one thing, it's always you should learn sales, right? Because as long as you know sales, you can pretty much do anything in this world. I'm curious for people who might be listening that maybe need to up their sales game.
There are great products in this world, don't get me wrong. But I think at the highest level, you can have any category of product you choose. You can get 20, 30, 100 providers that are amazing, and it becomes kind of a commodity. And I think the relationship is the real difference. At the end of the day, a treadmill is a treadmill, a software is a software, but relationships, I believe, are really what sells. And that's why people pay a tremendous amount of money to salespeople. Find me on LinkedIn. frankbastone.com goes to my website. franktalk.com is my website. And agenticbrain.com is my other website. So certainly can find me there. And I am Frank at franktalk.com. So that's not rough. It's pretty easy.